The skyline of Orlando seen here during a gorgeous sunset. Quite a backdrop for our broadcast tonight. Welcome, sports fans. Thanks for joining us. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. Our game tonight featuring the Orlando Magic as they go up against the Milwaukee Bucks. Kevin Harlan here, joined by our analyst Greg Anthony and Hall of Famer Doris Burke. Plus, reporting from the sidelines, another Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. DA, it's all yours.
The Bucks took a massive leap in coach Mike Budenholzer's first season in Milwaukee. Budenholzer said he joined the organization at the perfect time. The new facilities, the energetic fans, the great roster, ownership, front office, everything is set up to have great success. And he added, I feel fortunate to be the coach. Kevin?
The feeling, no doubt, mutual. Thanks, DA. Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. You look at the Magic, third best record here in the early going. And, of course, there's the Bucks. Not in the same realm right now in terms of their record.
And I think for the Magic, for me, they've taken the league by storm this season. I felt like they were maybe a year ahead of schedule in terms of being an elite group. But you look at them right now, and here they are.
Yeah, they weren't really on anyone's radar before the season began, but they're definitely there now.
Here are the starters for Milwaukee. Giannis is the 4 with Lopez the 5. Then there's Hill. Then it's Chris Middleton. And it's DiVincenzo in at the 2-guard spot. And for the Magic, at the 4 and the 5, we have Gordon and Vucevic. Markelle Fultz out there with Evan Fournier. And it's Isaac in at the 3, the small forward. Well, adjusting to the NBA game for this latest class of rookies, Doris. Always growing pains, a feeling out process. It's always interesting to watch that being put together.
There are, Kev. There always seem to be a couple of welcome to the NBA moments as a rookie. Certainly you might take your lumps here and there, but this is a talented young group. Can't wait to see what they do.
I can't either. And so the Milwaukee Bucks get the first points of the ballgame. Outside Fournier. Clock at 6. The Magic need to get a shot off here. Here's Fultz. And it's off from three-point range. And here's Middleton bringing it up now for Milwaukee. Here's DiVincenzo. And stolen by Fournier. Takes the elbow jumper and drains it.
I love the decision-making of Evan Fournier. Just fantastic at pulling up in rhythm.
Hill kicks to Middleton. Pass to DiVincenzo. Antetokounmpo against Gordon. The 9-foot shot. Antetokounmpo, no good. And the Magic with possession. They are coming into this having notched a win against the Knicks in their last game.
Yeah, and that one, their intensity on the offensive end was not matched by their opponent. That led to some easy buckets.
Well, let's give some credit to the coaching staff as well, recognizing the weaknesses in that defense and going after each one of them.
Orlando shooting their first shots from the free throw line tonight.
And at the line last season, about 78% as a team. Pretty solid numbers.
First free throw is good. 7 feet, 260 pounds. Vucevic has a big, strong body with great footwork inside, Doris, but he doesn't shoot a lot of free throws.
He doesn't, Kevin, and he can struggle at times to finish through contact. If he were a better leaper, I think he'd get to the line more. This guy is just so smart and elusive with his footwork. So this is a big-time player now, make no mistake.
And both free throws good for Vucevic.
In 2019, Nikola Vucevic becomes a first-time All-Star. No doubt his best season, and what a timely one to have it in a contract year. Well, deliver the pass where your teammate can do something with it. Nice.
Outside Fournier. Now, here's Isaac, defended by Middleton. Vucevic against Lopez. Just 5 on the clock. Vucevic to the pass to Fultz. Fires the 3. And Chris Middleton pulls it down. And a big new contract for Vucevic, rewarding his breakthrough season. Doris, in your mind, how has he improved?
Well, you can look specifically at his scoring and his shooting percentages, both going up dramatically. He showed comfort inside and outside the arc. This guy has become a go-to offensive weapon. Vucevic, a first-time All-Star last year. Can he continue to build on it?
Outside Fournier. About 3 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Here's Fultz. Makes it off the glass.
There you go. Not the best start, but maybe that's the shot that gets him in rhythm.
And so Giannis will bring it up for the Milwaukee Bucks. Passes it to Middleton. Vucevic against Lopez. Outside, Antetokounmpo. The kick out to Lopez. And a miss there on the triple. Orlando's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Now, here's Isaac. He's guarded by Hill. The pass to Gordon. And it's sent back by Lopez.
Lopez needs to hold down the fort on defense. An incredible wingspan to get that one.
At the tip and staying with the play, Middleton. Middleton's got his second basket of the night.
Oh, and a nice job of turning that miss into 2 points on the tip-in.
Hustle points, I believe they call them. Hustle points right there. And now the first timeout called here for the Magic.
Well, the evolution of Brook Lopez continues as he is now a premier stretch 5. His three-point shot continues to get better and now a huge part of his arsenal.
Big group substitution here for Milwaukee. Ilyasova, he's checked in for Lopez. Williams comes in for Antetokounmpo. Pat Connaughton, he's checked in for Chris Middleton. And Wesley Matthews subbed in for Dante DiVincenzo. Now here's Ross. The 3 sinks the three-pointer.
Yeah, Terrence Ross in his comfort zone from distance. This guy has always had the eye of a sharpshooter.
Hill against Augustine. Shoots off the step back. And here's Ilyasova outside. And it's Orlando with the rebound. 32 seconds left in the first. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Yeah, great anticipation of where the open man was going to be, and Terrence Ross finds him immediately. That's really pretty.
Outside Williams. To the paint. Here's Matthews. Terrific assist. A nice finish. Solid play all around.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside. Near the three-point line, it's Augustine. The shot, no good.
Boy, a miss like that would drive any scorer crazy, especially with the defender giving a cushion.
So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. Orlando out in front. They lead by 1. The second quarter coming up right after this break, so don't go anywhere. And pronouncing Giannis Antetokounmpo's name correctly has been a challenge for many, something he discussed before today's game.
The worst I've ever heard was my rookie year. A guy called me antetokounopio, and kounopi in Greek means mosquitoes. So he basically said anti-mosquito.
And the mosquito, definitely not a good comparison for Giannis.
Yeah, more like a condor. But that last name certainly has a lot of people looking for nicknames.
And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Magic?
Yeah, in that first period, they looked to push in transition at every opportunity.
And why wouldn't they, Greg? You see their effectiveness in the open floor. Very difficult to slow down.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. And Milwaukee, looking at who they've got, we've got Ilyasova, Matthews out there with Hill. Then it's Marvin Williams, and it's Connaughton in at the 3. Doris, who are some of your favorite players to interact with, interview, and question as you go through the season?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many guys. I think, certain people really give a lot of thought to their answers. So a Kyrie Irving, he wants to explain what he's thinking. He's willing to share and take a moment and consider the question. Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Damian Lillard, all of these guys, when I ask a question, Kev, they'll pause for a moment, consider the question, and then respond. And for somebody who's got to interview, there's nothing greater than having those guys willing to take some time with me.
Doris, and you always get great answers from them, too. So there's a great rapport there, I can see. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Giannis Antetokounmpo is the reigning MVP. He's the second Bucks player to win it since Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And he's the third youngest MVP in league history. Kevin, he's just scratching the surface of what he'll do in this league.
You said it, D.A., and some good facts in your report, too. Thank you.
DJ Augustine has turned himself into a feared three-point threat. Beautiful.
And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game.
Guys, how about the Magic making the playoffs last year for the first time in 7 years? And think about how much qualifying did for their confidence moving forward.
Big group substitution here for Milwaukee. Lopez, he's checked in for Ilyasova. Giannis comes in for Marvin Williams. Chris Middleton's checked in for Pat Connaughton. And it's Dante DiVincenzo in for George Hill. Now here's Middleton. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against the Celtics in Boston.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
And, Greg, you know exactly what that takes. It takes energy, it takes activity, it takes intensity.
Stolen by Middleton. And it's the Bucks on the break. Finishes the break with a slam.
And that's such good work to make this a one-possession game. Terrific steal to get it all started.
Pass to Ennis. Murray surveying the D. Lopez against Bamba. He kicks it to Ennis. 5 to shoot. The second chance effort. And Bamba lays it in. Bamba's got 4 points now in the quarter.
This is a skilled, hungry offensive rebounder, and Mo Bamba's size and motor make him a problem on the windows.
Now here's Giannis. He had a 27-point outing in their last game against Boston.
The other thing I thought was big, guys, was the incredible night he had on the glass. No one wanted any part of him down there.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
And the free throw line was a problem spot for him in their last game. Really struggled up there.
And the Magic making a change here. Fournier is checked in. And it's tied up with that one.
And, you know, the improvement we've seen over the last few seasons with Giannis is incredible. I mean, he just keeps adding to an already superstar level game.
Now here's Fournier. Matthews with the steal. Oh, and here we go. Antetokounmpo. Nobody back.
And that's up-tempo basketball at its best. So much easier to operate in the open court when a steal triggers the break.
Carter Williams feeling it out a bit. Shoots from 14. Rebound, Giannis Antetokounmpo. And you know, Greg, this last season, Giannis improving on his rebounding and his passing.
Career highs for him in both of those areas. If he ever adds a deep shot, I'm not sure how you guard him at that point.
No good that time. And it's the Magic taking it the other way. They're getting their first look of the season at the Bucks in this one.
And they'll be seeing each other 4 times this year. This is the first meeting, looking for a good start in the series.
I think each team obviously will be looking to dictate the tempo and set the tone early.
Here is Matthews following the basket by Evan Fournier.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Carter Williams against Middleton. Carter Williams with it. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Beats the shot clock but can't get it to fall.
And you know, you can't impact a shot that close any better than he did on that possession.
Boy, whether he blocks it or simply alters it, the result is pretty much the same.
And the first half comes to a close in a tie game. And don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of the third quarter. And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. Without question, Chris Middleton displaying his skills today.
Yeah, and just look at the numbers from the first half. He has been very efficient.
I think they've taken their time. They've showed incredible patience. It's a sign of a well-coached ball club.
At the 4 and the 5, we have Gordon and Vucevic. Markelle Fultz out there with Evan Fournier, and it's Isaac in at the 3 spot. And that's the group for Steve Clifford as we begin the second half. And Greg, after this season, Antetokounmpo will be eligible to sign a Supermax extension. The Bucks want him to stay happy.
The loss of Malcolm Brogdon last summer definitely stung. Trying to control costs, but you don't want to take a step back with Giannis's decision looming.
Now, here's Isaac. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Thus far in his young career, Jonathan Isaac's strength, I think, Doris, his defense.
That has everything to do, Kevin, with his blend of length and mobility. This guy can be extremely disruptive on that end of the floor, and Jonathan Isaac will grow offensively as well.
The Magic shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. And he makes the first. If you were coaching, Doris, and you could run your offense through any center in the game, and let's take guys that are playing right now because we can go back in history and the names are endless, but who would you run your offense through at that position?
Probably a guy that the casual NBA fan is not as knowledgeable about as they should be, Kevin, and that's Nikola Jokic. And this is a young, early 20-year-old who may be the best passer out of the post position that we've seen in a generation. Jokic is a guy who can handle the ball from three-point territory. He can take it off the window and initiate your offense. They run him like a point center, and it's appropriate because he's unselfish and gifted as a passer.
Gifted, great word to use. You're right.
Boy, nice shot. He didn't need the fadeaway to create separation, though. He was wide open.
Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. Pass to Fultz. The tray. And Chris Middleton pulls it down. Middleton's got 4 rebounds now tonight. And the basket by Hill.
I'll tell you, George Hill doesn't get nervous just because he's outsized. I love his aggressiveness in the paint.
Fultz kicks to Isaac. Here's Fultz. Shoots it. And the rebound goes to Lopez.
The defense not a factor there. Very surprising he couldn't capitalize.
And it's Giannis missing. The Magic have gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. Here's Isaac, and he goes in for the dunk.
This guy has great agility at his position. Jonathan Isaac's so fluid when he's driving to the cup.
Now a timeout called by Milwaukee.
For viewers, timeout's a chance to check your phone, grab a drink, but for the teams, it's all about business.
Well, there's something that the coach doesn't like. I'm curious to see which kind of adjustment he makes here.
And the Bucks with some changes. Marvin Williams is checked in for Lopez. Ilyasova comes in for Giannis Antetokounmpo. And it's Pat Connaughton in for Dante DiVincenzo. Now here is Hill. Middleton up top. He's guarded by Ross. Shots good by Middleton.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution. And last year, Chris Middleton not quite as dead-eye as he has been in the past. Still a solid shooter from all ranges.
Augustine, that's good.
What a finish from DJ Augustine. At 6 feet or less, you've got to have that floater game in your bag of tricks.
Hill dishes to Williams. Now Ilyasova. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. And for Middleton, Greg, you don't need all the volume out there from him. You just need the efficiency.
And Middleton has always been an efficient player. Great to have on a team as a second or third option.
Here are the Magic now. George Hill missing on the free. And Vucevic throws it down.
This guy, a strong rebounder who uses his frame well. Vucevic has a knack for being in the right spot.
Passes it to Williams. 1:21 left to play here in the third. The feed now to Ilyasova. And there's the pass to Connaughton. And it's sent back by Isaac.
Isaac using every bit of that 6'10 frame to send it back.
That one goes. Count it. Now it's a 6-point Orlando lead.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Chris Middleton. That's his first foul. Matthews, he's checked in for Milwaukee. Bamba passes to Isaac. Orlando moving the ball around. Ilyasova against Augustine.
Loving the energy right now here in the third quarter as they try to take control of this game.
You know, possessions like that will help them feel good going into that final quarter.
Hill. Offensive struggles continue, missing again.
Well, this has not been a quarter to remember for this guy. He looks completely flustered.
And creating a little separation here, gaining some confidence.
Well, if you continue to execute at both ends, you can build on this lead.
Middleton right side. Chalk up 2 there. Middleton's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Yeah, the D has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
And so it's the Orlando Magic holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they've gotten their best production tonight. And we'll be right back after this. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Well, that's what a great pass will do, right? You love the unselfish play.
And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this 4th period holds in store for us. Bucks trail by 8, setting the floor for the Bucks. Matthews and Middleton, the 2 wings. Ilyasova out there with Robin Lopez. And it's DiVincenzo in at the 1 spot. Misses from short range.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
You can't look at the result of that shot. They'll take that whenever they get it.
And they should, because it's when you start turning down that kind of look that your offense can start to bog down a bit.
And the shooting guard, Wesley Matthews, a terrific defender who has no hesitation, Greg, in taking that long 3.
A pretty good combination. Weathered an Achilles tear back in 2015, but has remained a steady rotation player.
And he knocks down the first one.
Yeah, and I think Wes Matthews, you've got a guy who's a true leader, someone who's not afraid to speak his mind and let his teammates know what's up.
Milwaukee making a switch here. Antetokounmpo's checked in. No good on the second free throw.
So the term unicorn has arisen for shot blockers who can also space the floor. Mo Bamba on that list, guys.
And coming in, Mo Bamba comparing his game to that of Joel Embiid's. Doris, you see that?
Well, I've heard others mention Rudy Gobert with a three-point shot, and that might be a closer comparison. We're going to have to watch and see what Mo Bamba hangs his hat on both the offensive and defensive end. Comparison's a bit early at this point.
And the first one drops.
Well, think back to the 2017 draft, guys. Some were surprised to see Markelle Fultz be the first pick. And when you think back on that draft, there's certainly a lot of what-ifs.
Fournier is checked in for Orlando. The Bucks also with the sub. Lopez is checked in. Good on both.
Well, obviously a rough start to the career of #1 pick Markelle Fultz. The shoulder injury sort of takes away his shooting ability when the Sixers trade him away. You're rooting for this young man to get back to his game.
Here's DiVincenzo. Just 5 to shoot. Pass to Antetokounmpo. And the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo.
Well, the problem is they haven't gotten production from any other spot, but right now this guy is cooking.
And some have said, Doris, for Fultz, not just physical issues dogging him early on.
Well, I think you have to consider, Kevin, when you are the #1 overall pick, extraordinary pressure comes with that. So now with a new team, perhaps that fresh start gives Markelle Fultz an opportunity to showcase his big-time talent.
James Ennis, he'll check in for Orlando. And Milwaukee with a change here, too. George Hill's checked in for Matthews. Pass to DiVincenzo. Outside Hill. Pass to Middleton. Off target from three-point range.
And they continue to control the glass.
Ennis with the ball. Giannis is there. Now here's Fultz. Dishes it to Gordon. The basket good off the assist from Fultz. And the Magic lead by 9.
Well, you have to admire the strength of Aaron Gordon. This guy is adept at finding his way through intense defense.
Now the pass to Middleton. And that's out of bounds. Milwaukee will retain possession for the Magic. Vucevic checked in for Bamba. And Isaac subbed in for James Ennis. Here's DiVincenzo. And stolen by Fournier. To the inside. Vucevic lays it up off the glass. Vucevic has got the lead up to 11 now for Orlando. Doris, you've accomplished so much in your award-winning career. What was your first experience in broadcasting?
Kevin, my first experience was I left coaching and they put Providence College women's basketball on radio. That was the first ever game I got to call. It was so cool. Tell me yours. What was the very first? Did you study this? How did you get into broadcasting?
I did. Our high school had a radio station, and the first basketball broadcast was underneath the bleachers, looking through popcorn boxes and legs of the people that were standing in the bleachers so that I could see the court from the baseline.
Amazing.
Because that's where the telephone cables were to plug in our equipment. And
wow.
I was 16 years old.
Incredible.
Remember it very well.
Incredible.
Very well. Helps teams if they can keep the rights to their best player. We see it in other leagues. Could the franchise tag ever make its way, do you think, to the NBA?
Well, this is going to be a negotiation point between the Players Association and the league itself. And the reality is it's going to have to be negotiated. What we know unequivocally, Kevin, is that these players now in the player empowerment era have more control about what franchise they play for and how long the duration of their contract is. How this all shakes out remains to be seen, but it is a point of conversation amongst the 30 NBA teams and the league leadership. There's no question about it.
He gets a chance now to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Hey guys, I was able to listen to what Mike Budenholzer told his team during that timeout. He got on him. He said he's got to see more intensity. He said we've put ourselves in this hole and we've got to work our way out of it. Show me you've got what it takes, guys.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And they pick up 2. And it's 8 points for Markelle Fultz.
And even when the D is right up on him, Fultz can still get it done. Isn't afraid to shoot amongst the trees.
Now, here's Antetokounmpo. Pass to DiVincenzo. Shot clock at 6. Takes a 3. Milwaukee, no good that time either. Orlando leading by 13. Lob pass to Gordon, and then Gordon with the dunk.
Aaron Gordon showing he can jump out of the gym. How about that alley-oop?
Outside Hill. .127 left in the fourth quarter. Pass to DiVincenzo. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist.
Well, we've seen this over the course of George Hill's career. So savvy, finding the open man.
Passes to Isaac. Vucevic against Lopez. Vucevic down low. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. It goes on Giannis Antetokounmpo.
This guy's so polished inside. Nikola Vucevic, great at being assertive and earning these fouls.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First free throw is good.
We know this about Nikola Vucevic. He's a high percentage finisher. To me, the next steps, right? Improve your defense, be more consistent with range. And if he does that, he's golden.
And both free throws good for Vucevic. Of course, we know historically the Celtics, the only franchise to ever have a four-peat, 4 straight championships. Do you think at some point we're going to see another?
I'm not sure there can be in today's NBA, Kevin, and there are a number of different contributing factors. Number one, the salary cap implications that happen. Number two, look at the Golden State Warriors, who were well-positioned for a three-peat. And yet, as you know, luck plays a small part in an NBA championship. Luck relative to injuries. You see Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant both get lost in the midst of an NBA Finals. This is it's challenging enough to go back-to-back. Forget about 4-peat.
Here's Gordon following the basket by Giannis.
Saw the opportunity to put this away and did not turn it down.
Yeah, playing with great energy and great effort. And as a coach, you'd love to see this from your team every single night.
Coming off a big game, his confidence couldn't be higher, and coach knows it.
Well, the best players, to me, deliver night after night after night. So as long as he's hot, keep riding it.
And you can sense that these fans, these players, they are ready to celebrate.
Well, for all intents and purposes, this game is over. Just a matter of time here.
Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist.
Well, defensively, to me, you've got to do a better job communicating once the screen comes.
And so it's Orlando taking this one by a big margin. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
And it makes a big difference. Once they started to really play in rhythm, you never felt like they had any doubts as to whether or not they were going to win.
And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. See you next time.
Hey, great win, fellas. Great win. Good game. Good game.
Can you send the ball?
Hey, let me get that shoe. Let me get that shoe for my kid.
Come here.
Come on, man. Let me get a picture.
Hey, over here.
Hey, yeah. Over here. Over here.
All right, man. You got me.